isn't going in there. We'll just have to work together to find growth. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good seminary. You're older still.
I came from a meeting in Oklahoma City today, so.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, so call the planning commission to order. Amy, would you call roll, please?
Yes. Patty? Here. Brian?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
And McKenna?
Yes.
Okay, Item 2 is the consideration action on the consent agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting, January 11th, 2024.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Patty?
Yes?
Brian?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
McKenna?
Yes.
Okay, we can skip item 3 since we didn't remove anything from the consent agenda. Item 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Do we have any of those? I don't believe so. Okay, item 5. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to recommend approval or denial of site plan for Beasley Technology, Inc., a franchisee of Dunkin' Donuts Franchising, LLC, on property generally located on 300-400 block of East Highway 33.
Commissioners, engineer Stephen Gose is here with his client Jeff Beasley, and they have provided the site plan that I believe you have before you. And there's a larger one down here, and I'll let Stephen get up and speak about the specific areas. The drainage is generally handled in the site plan. It is not comprehensively handled in the site plan. Should the planning commission approve this, it is stamped on there and signed by Mr. Beasley that no building permit would be issued until our engineer has had an opportunity to review Ghost and Associates engineering on the drainage and as well as everything else.
You all have a site plan up there in front of you. The existing Williams grocery store is on the left side of the page. This is their existing driveway in the northwest corner of their property. We'd pull one access off of that drive. I'll hold that in. We would build a new drive mid-block. Spatially, like we mentioned earlier, if you think of that property east of Williams and west of the drainage ditch as a box, this is the northwest quadrant of that box. So these two north parcels would share a drive with that, and then there's a drive proposed that would go back to their rear lot through here as well.
You'd probably add another entrance to this northeast section on a future plan there.
The development itself for the donut store is 2,700 square foot building on the east, and then 4,800 square foot of retail space that could be demised in 3 spaces, 1 space. It's 90 foot wide. So we've got it parked. There's a drive-through, double order board, and then drive up on the east side. Like Bob said, drainage, we would take it from south to north and drain into the ditch along the highway that gets into the inlet that's on the east side of that existing driveway. Water and sewer, water would come from the west side, sewers down at the south end of the overall track. And that's about it. If you've got questions, we can try to answer them.
I do. Let's see, which one do I want to ask first? I see the proposed easement that you have for the water and the sewer on the west side there.
Yes.
The electric, is that in an existing
We'll
easement?
have to work with the electric company to figure out where they want to come from. That was just
Okay.
a conceptual
So
in
this
nature
is-
for right now.
Okay,
There's a junction box and some transformers down at the south end, but we'll need to work through that with them. And
Okay.
we've started those discussions, getting the loads pulled together and things
Okay.
like that.
My preference would be to grab it from the south side. I think it'll look nicer.
okay. The parking table, I noticed that you figured the parking spaces as for a restaurant and a retail space. Are those actually going in there? Do you have kind of?
Well, I mean, we counted the Dunkin' with the restaurant and the other is the retail. I mean,
Oh,
depending on
okay,
what
so
goes in the
Dunkin' is
retail
the
space.
restaurant, and so it's not
Yeah.
that the west part is gonna be divided, it's gonna be one whole.
It'll be
It
all
could
together.
be. I mean, that 90 foot could be one tenant, it could be two, it could be three, depending on how much space they need.
The Dunkin', they want to see between 9 and 12 spots. So if we ever had to divide, let's say we had an opportunity, any one of us in the room had an opportunity, we're trying to make it work, we could easily allocate dedicated parking to, out of the spaces that we have, to one of these tenants. As long as we left enough for Dunkin' to be satisfied, it'd be good. So it's pretty flexible.
All right, all right. And the west driveway, you talked about it connecting to the Williams parking lot. Do you have to get a access easement to be able to connect to that from Williams?
We have a verbal agreement now with them. They're 100% in tune there. Obviously, that would be a risk on my
I
part.
didn't
but
think it would be a problem, but I was just curious to see.
I think that once we do it, and as long as the Williams and the Beasleys are both alive and everything's good, I think we establish a kind of status quo, right? And I think it's good for the future. So.
Does anybody else have any questions or discussions about the plan?
What kind of, in the retail portion, what kind of businesses are you anticipating?
We're open to anything that would complement Perkins and Dunkin', specifically. So we obviously wouldn't put another coffee shop or donut shop in the same complex, but Jimmy John's, Jimmy John's has the same recruiting company as Dunkin'. So Arby's, Jimmy John's, Baskin Robbins, those are all brought in under the same franchise company. So Jimmy John's would be a shoe-in easy one that I'd have a lot of exposure with them. Arby's wouldn't fit there, but they would fit in the northeast quadrant. We've already had conversations with them. Wendy's, I'm in close contact with them. That would be another one. So these are all possibilities, but really at the end of the day, we want it to complement Perkins, and we want it to fit the aesthetics. We think mini storage on the backside, possibly. The backside of the lots are not very usable. When we talk southeast, southwest sections, I think mini storage would probably make the most sense, especially with all the housing and things that we've got back there. But we want to cover that all with a nice strip center, so that that's not something that is bright on on the highway. So yeah, we don't want it to be an eyesore. So.
Do you have anything else? No. Well, my next question is kind of for Bob.
Okay.
Well, I noticed that you will be putting a sidewalk in front along the property line. And right now, to the west, it doesn't connect because there's no sidewalk in front of Williams and the dentist's office and all that. Is there a possibility of getting an ODOT?
Yes, we're actually, ODOT is currently in the design phase, and they're gonna put sidewalks along 33
Okay.
from Main to Sadler or Brush Creek.
Oh, wow.
So-
Okay.
We will have to coordinate this project with their project, width and things like that, and then there's a chance they may go ahead and say, we'll just do it all, and he won't have to do it, or maybe they'll say, we want him to do it, but he has to do this size and whatever, so
Okay.
marries up. But they're in the design phase. That was it's about $1.5 million project to get the sidewalks put in. They're gonna do both sides of 33, except for when you get down by the high school, kind of in front of the ag barn. On the south side, there's that large ditch. There won't be a sidewalk there. It'll be on the north side. So kids walking up Sadler will have a crossing deal to go across the highway, and then if that was ever desired. So yes, there will be, I would expect sidewalks to be out there hopefully in a year and a half.
Okay, good.
How long do you expect your project to take?
Well, we have a sales tax incentive with the city of Perkins, and it's required to be finished by the end of this year, so we're supposed to be in full operation. I'm required to be in full operation from Duncan by June of 2025. So we have a good working relationship. I'm really glad to get a meeting in now instead of 30 or 60 days out, because there's no way we would make the deadline if we weren't having this meeting tonight. So we're driving hard. We want to check it off the list and have it in operation. Really, it's Perkins and Cushing side by side, and we're breaking ground here out in front. So the nice thing about having them both going is we can, if we have a delay on one, we can keep the other moving, but they'll open 30 to 60 days apart and go from there. So if we get to probably August or September and we see that it's not there, we'll probably come to the commission and say, hey, you can see that we're all in, and we would ask for a 90-day extension or something, to that effect. But we hope to be a great example for you guys of economic development and an incentive that works, and something that you can use in your community to build additional progress, right? So.
When do you expect work to start?
Just as soon as possible. As far as if we had the final civils done, we already know where we're getting water from. We're ready to break ground on water. So we're ready. Within 3 weeks,
So are you waiting on the city commission's approval before you go ahead with the?
All we're waiting on is just permitting. So I'm moving forward in full trust that if we get down to the last 90 days and we're not going to make it, that they'll give us a 90-day extension. I don't know why they wouldn't. I think we have
On the sales tax incentive.
on the sales tax.
Sales tax, right.
It's an integral part of why we're moving forward here first, and I don't think that would be an issue. So.
Okay.
So this month is the only month this year, just coincidentally, where the planning commission meets before city commission. So city commission meets next week. So if this is approved by the planning commission, then it can go on the agenda that we will post tomorrow for the city commission.
Right.
If there's an issue and a denial, then we'll just do it like we would normally do it, and it would be on the following month.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it was within 24 hours of
Yeah.
being a 30-day delay. Yeah, so they were that serious about it. A 30-day delay to us is a significant loss in progress for us. So we have our GCs fully retained for an entire year, so completely dedicated to our projects, which is huge. So we're all in. We're fully committed and moving forward. We're not an outside company, like out-of-state companies like, yeah, we're going to put that there, and the next thing you know, where'd they go, So.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm good.
Any discussion?
I think it's great.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we approve this,
Recommend approval?
recommend approval of this plan.
I'll second.
Patty?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Joan? Yes. Kenneth?
Yes.
All right, moving on to item 6. Is there any new business? No? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'm making a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Who's second? Patty?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
Kenneth?
Yes.
Stephen, we're getting ready to have a floodplain meeting. If you will stay for this meeting, are you ready?
It's gonna be super
All right.
exciting.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity.
Riveting.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity. All right. Call the floodplain meeting to order. Will you call roll, please?
Patty?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Joan?
Here.
Marla?
Here.
Kenneth?
Yes.
Consideration and action on consent agenda, approval of minutes of the regular meeting, January 11th, 2024.
I move we approve them.
Go ahead.
I move we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Patty?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Kenneth?
Yes.
Okay, we can skip number 3. It's, item 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. I don't believe we have any of those. And item 5, new business. No new business. Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I second it.
Joan, was that you that second? Patty?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
Marla?
Yes.
Kenneth?
Yes.
This is